So good morning students. In the last lecture we were talking about the Prandtl stress function method. We started our sixth module, and in that a very important derivation regarding the Prandtl stress function method we have already covered it. Now using this Prandtl stress function method I am going to solve the torsion of circular bars. So initially we have already solved the torsion of circular bars using Senmanen's method. Now I am going to do it with the help of Prandtl stress function method. So initially I already told that we had a constant psi in case of Prandtl, in case of Senmanen's method, whereas here we have Prandtl stress function as phi. Okay, so we'll see how we are going to do this. Okay, so we know that the general expression for a circle is x square plus y square is equal to c square. C square is nothing but a constant square. Okay, this is the general expression for a circle. So in that case, x square plus y square minus c square is equal to 0. Okay, also in case of a circle, x square plus y square is equal to maybe capital R will be used from now onwards, capital R square. Okay, that's okay. So with this in mind, we'll go for the derivation. That means first of all, the first thing that we are going to do is that we are assuming the value of phi such that it should satisfy the condition dou zx by dou x plus dou yz by dou y, where dou zx is dou phi by dou y and dou yz is minus dou phi by dou x. So these things we have already came across the common Prandtl stress function derivation, right? So the thing that you need to keep in mind is, for a circular cross section, phi is taken as m into, that means a constant into x square plus y square minus c square. That means this equation into a constant m is given as phi. Okay, now if you do this thing, you will get this as 0. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can do it. Okay, now I am going to differentiate it, dou square phi by dou x square. I need to get the inverted del square phi. That's why I am going to do dou square phi by dou x square and dou square phi by dou y square. That means you give value of phi here, then you differentiate it with respect to x and y twice, you will get 2m and 2m. So from Prandtl stress function method, it's clear that del square phi is equal to minus 2 g theta. So here you are getting 2m plus 2m, that is 4m is equal to minus 2 g theta. From there, m is equal to minus g theta by 2. Okay, is that clear? So first of all, we had a value for phi, and from there you attained the constant m. Okay, and you put this, next step you will be putting this value in this equation. Okay, that is what we have done. Phi is equal to minus g theta by 2 into x square plus y square minus c square. Now we will again go and put this value of phi in tau yz and tau zx equation. That means minus g theta by 2 x square plus y square minus c square. This becomes g theta into x. Tau yz is g theta into x and tau zx is minus g theta into y. Okay, now you got two shears. Now the resultant shear stress. Okay, resultant shear stress is just square it and its root. Okay, then you will get tau is equal to g theta into c. Okay, fine. Now from the Prandtl method, so here you have find out shear stress, and now next you need to find out the torque. So using Prandtl method, torque, the equation for torque is t is equal to 2 into double integral phi dx dy. Okay, since this dx dy is nothing but area. Okay, so phi, again you give this value of phi here, and in case of dx dy, x square plus y square, this g theta is taken outside, 2 cancel. Okay, minus g theta into this thing. Okay, you know that x square plus y square is equal to r square, and dx dy is nothing but area dA, which is, that means if you take a small area dA which is having a thickness dr, and this is its radius r, then dA is equal to 2 pi r, perimeter 2 pi r into thickness dr. Okay, so substituting this thing, r square minus c square into 2 pi r dr, this ranges from 0 to capital R is the bigger r. Okay, capital R is the bigger radius, I mean the total radius of the circle. Okay, fine. So you integrate this, you will get minus g theta, 2 pi is taken outside, the total will become r into r square minus c square, which becomes r cube minus c square r into dr. Okay, now you will consider minus g theta into 2 pi into r power 4 by 4 minus c square r square by 2, 0 to r. So here it will be always, it will be a constant, c will be a constant. Let us put c square is equal to r square, or c is equal to r here. So then the equation will reduce to minus g theta 2 pi into r power 4 by 4 minus r power 4 by 2, and on solving you will get 2 pi g theta into r power 4 by 4. Giving value r is equal to d by 2, you will get t as g theta into pi d raised to 4 by 32. Okay, so again, as in the case of stress functions, or we came to a conclusion that t is equal to g theta into j, where j is nothing but pi d power 4 by 32. For a circular cross section, j is pi d power 4 by 32. You have proved it. Okay, so if you need to find out the maximum shear stress, it will be at the maximum radius. Here it is r, t r by j. So these terms should be, this is an easy derivation comparatively. Okay, you just need to know what all things you have done. First of all, you assume the value for phi, then put it in this equation, that means del square phi equation, then take the value out from here. Then you again differentiate it and find out the shears. After that you find out torque with this equation. Okay, so this is what this equation is meant about. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. Next class, next lecture, we will see the torsion of elliptical bars using Prandtl method. Okay, thank you.